Hey, I'm SJ, welcome back to my channel. If you follow my channel, you will know that I absolutely love anything to do with baby names. For today's baby name vlog, I wanted to take the top 10 most popular names in the UK and give you some alternatives that you will love just as much but that aren't quite so popular. Because we all love those names, like Oliver has been the top boy name for the last 3 years, which means 10 out of 10 times somebody else has already chosen it before you, whether that's a friend, a family member, or you just hear it all over the playground. You love it, but you want something a little bit different and a little bit more unique. I've done all the hard work for you and I've chosen 2 alternative names for each of those top 10 baby names. I'm going to start with baby boys. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe and comment below, and then I will do the baby girls list next. So here's the list of the top 10 baby boy names in the UK at the end of last year. There's quite a few versions of these lists. I've taken the one from babycentre.co.uk because that's where I do a lot of my baby name searches. If you love the name Oliver but it's just way too popular for you, then how about using the same sort of oh and le sounds in the name Louis? Louis is only at number 610 in terms of popularity at the moment in the UK, but is the same kind of strong masculine name. It means warrior, but it's got those sort of soft sounds like Oliver, so it's kind of an unusual one in that sense. There were 18 kings of France called Louis, and it's the 3rd name of Prince George, so if Kate and William like it, it must be up there and okay, but it's just not as popular, not as mainstream, so your little Louis will be really unique and special. How about taking the V sound from Oliver and having Victor? Victor is such a cool name. It's really vintagey, but it's not kind of quirky and unusual. It's really popular with mums online. It's about number 211 in terms of popularity. So it's not kind of too out there, but it's really, really lovely and much more unusual than Oliver. It actually means winner. So it could be your winning name. Boy name number 2 on the most popular names of last year is Mohammed. Mohammed is a bit of an irreplaceable name. We've got Mo Farah, who is really helping the surge in popularity, but if you want something a little bit different, or as a sibling to Mohammed, there's a couple of great options out there. How about the name Yusuf? Yusuf means Allah increases in power, so it's a really, really great option as a little brother to Mohammed. Or the name Malik is a lovely Arabic baby boy's name. It means master or king and is rising in ranks of popularity. It's now at number 328 this year. If you love the name Noah, but there are just tons of Noahs already in your friendship group, it is such a gorgeous name. I remember when it used to be quite a kind of weird, trendy name. Now it's so mainstream. How about thinking of other names in that kind of realm that you could choose? So the one I absolutely love is the name Abe. Abe has been steadily rising since about the year 2000 in terms of popularity, but hasn't quite got there to the peaks of Noah yet. So it will be a little bit more special and unusual for you. It is still though only at number 927 in terms of name lists in 2017, so beginning of this year, but it is on the rise. It is up 214 places in terms of popularity, so it's not going to be too out there and unusual by the time your little one grows up, but Abe is a really good option if you already know a Noah. Another name that's probably one of the biggest baby boom names of the moment is Ezra. So you've probably heard this. It's going to be a really popular name but never going to reach those peaks of Noah. So you can guarantee that your little Ezra will probably be the only one running around in your local playground. It means helper, which is such a cute meaning for a baby name. It is at number 66 in terms of popularity this year, and it is one of those names that's just going to become more and more mainstream but still that little bit special. Harry is the next one on the top 10 list, and it's just going to stick around for ages. It's such a lovely name, but there are some really gorgeous alternatives to this. My personal favourite baby name for a boy is Hugo, and I think it's got that same kind of feel to it about Harry, which is quite traditional but seems like a little kind of cheeky chappy, short but sweet name that would suit any boy. It is on the rise. It's making a lot of those hipster baby name lists. I've done a hipster baby name vlog which I will link below, and Hugo is definitely on the rise and up there, but still not quite those top 10 lists just yet. Or how about taking the R and the Y sound from Harry and having the name Riley? Riley might sound quite American, but actually it's got a really lovely nature meaning from Old English. So the Old English was Riley, which means wood clearing. So a really, really gorgeous name. It is number 203 in terms of popularity this year. So it may sound a little bit more modern than a Harry, but it's got the same kind of sound and that lovely oldie worldy English meaning that makes Harry such a popular name as well. Tons of us absolutely love the name Jack, which is next on those top 10 lists. It's been around for years and years and years as such a popular name. How about taking the J from Jack and choosing a name like Jensen? Jensen's actually a Scandinavian name, which is uber trendy right now. It means God is gracious. Jensen's the #1 surname in Denmark, so your little one would be able to travel around Europe feeling very European and Scandi style. But it's a little bit more unusual, but it feels to me kind of similar, like that cute little quirky little name that Jack has. Or if you want to take the K kind of sound from Jack, how about the name Casper? Casper's a little bit more out there, but is on the rise in terms of popularity. It's super cool name. It's originally Persian and it means treasurer because it was rumoured to be one of the 3 wise men was called Casper. It's getting more popular. Celebs are choosing it for their babies. Claudia Schiffer's got a little boy called Casper. I think it's really, really lovely. This was also one of my top boy names I would have chosen had my new baby have been a baby boy. She's a girl, and I will link below my vlog that I did about the 10 baby names I love but won't be using, and this was one of them. I think it's really traditional sounding but a bit different, so it makes it kind of a bit more indie, a bit more trendy, which I think we'll see it kind of rise and rise in terms of popularity over the next few years as well. Charlie is a name that has been around for years on this top 10 list. We just can't get enough of the name Charlie. But you will meet loads and loads of Charlies, and probably your best mate or your sister's already got a Charlie. If you love it or you're looking for a kind of sibling name for a Charlie, there's tons of great options out there. How about taking the kind of middle sounds of Charlie and going with the name Arlo? Arlo is such a trendy name at the moment. It's not kind of as out there and weird as it maybe sounded a few years ago, so it's getting quite mainstream, but it's a lovely gorgeous name. Actually, if your little one loves The Good Dinosaur, The Good Dinosaur's actually called Arlo, so it's got a really nice little meaning from Disney if you're a Disney fan. It does link really well with Charlie as well, because the origination of Arlo is supposedly from the Spanish version of Charles, which is Carlo, and has been shortened then to Arlo, so it links really nicely in terms of a baby name meaning, and it means hill, so it's got a nice nature meaning as well to it. If you love the name Charlie but just don't want to go for it because it's so popular but love the sound of it, how about a similar sounding name, Chester? I really like the name Chester. It's again a celeb baby name. Holly Willoughby's got a little boy called Chester, and it's just a really, really cute sounding name. I can imagine a little one just running around and it would suit them their whole way through their lives. It's not as popular as the name Charlie. It's at number 4,286 at the moment on Baby Centre, so you're guaranteed to have a much more unique name but with a very similar feel and sound to Charlie. Next on the list is Jacob. Jacob was definitely on my name list for when I had my second baby, who's called Finn. We loved the name Jacob, but it was just so popular. There was literally 3 or 4 Jacobs in every playgroup that I went to here in London. So if you love the name but you're looking for something a little bit more unusual, there are some good options out there. How about that, taking that K sound and going with something a bit more unusual like Cole? So you've got those kind of nice sounds from Jacob, but it's short and sweet name. It's American name, which Jacob's quite an American kind of sounding name as well. Cole means people's victory, so it's got a really good forward-thinking meaning as a name. I love that meaning because, you know, 2017, we're all about people's victories at the moment and overcoming the establishment a little bit. It's really popular. It's at number 124 in terms of popularity in Baby Centre, which is just what people like. So it's a name people really, really like, but it hasn't gone up the ranks in terms of it being one of those most popularly used names yet. Did I say that right? So yeah, Cole, have a think about it. Kimberly Walsh just had a baby boy called Cole. So it's out there, you know, girls loud using it, gotta be done. Or another name I absolutely love that's similar to Jacob using the B and the K sounds is Beckett. Beckett is booming at the moment online. It's really, really popular. It's got all those sort of hipster baby name things about it, in terms of it's got some culture around Samuel Beckett, who's an Irish playwright. People really, really like literary names at the moment. It's got that surname as a first name thing going for it. It's just a really good solid boy name that just sounds a little bit more unusual and super, super sweet at the same time. It's not a harsh name. It actually means bee cottage. How cute is that? You could do a whole little bumblebee themed bedroom. This is the sort of thing I think about. If you had little Beckett in his little bee bedroom, it would be super, super cute. It is storming up the charts in terms of popularity at the moment, so get in there early with it. It didn't even feature on the baby name list until around 2006, but since then it's been really, really popular. Beckett is an amazing name if you love the name Jacob. If you absolutely love the name George but are put off by it being Pepper's little brother and being seen as a kind of Kate Middleton fanatic, then there are some other great options out there that are a little bit more quirky. How about the name Grayson? Grayson is a really creative name. It's really quirky, but it's kind of got that Britishness about it that George has, using some of the same kind of sound. While George means farmer boy, Grayson means son of the man with grey hair. So if you're married to a bit of a silver fox, it's also a good one for you. It is getting more popular. It's number 25 in terms of popularity. That's mums saying they really, really like this name, but it's not yet ranked, so it's a really good one to go for. It's got another nice meaning as well if you're trying to convince your husband, which is the Batman meaning. So Robin was called Dick Grayson, so you can always weave that in there with a bit of a superhero theme. If you really like the kind of softness of George, which has got that real sort of lovely just sound, how about another really soft name like Joel? Joel is such a lovely name. I was reading a Mumsnet forum tons of positivity about the name Joel, but it's just not used quite as often as George. It's a biblical name. It means strong-minded, so it's got that kind of strength of character behind a very soft sounding boy name. I think it's a great one to choose if you really love the name George. Number 9 on the baby centre list of top 10 names was Ethan. Ethan is a really gorgeous name. I really, really love it, but it's rising in popularity. So if you're choosing it now, you might be going online and seeing actually there's going to be quite a lot of Ethans. It's having a bit of its moment right now, and you want something a little bit different. How about the name Ellis? I love the name Ellis. I think it's got that really kind of soft sounding but trendy, handsome kind of sound about it that Ethan has. Ellis is the westernized version of a Hebrew name Elias, so you could also go with Elias, but Ellis is a little bit more modern, trendy version of that. It's also got a really nice literary meaning behind it. You got Bret Easton Ellis, which is I do think of that as well, but also Emily Bronte's pen name was Ellis Bell for a man's name when she wrote Wuthering Heights. I love that little tidbits, and I think that that's really makes me love the name even more. Or how about taking the to-her sound from Ethan and going with the name Seth? I love the name Seth. I think it is so cool. It's short, it's trendy. It reminds me of all those great comedians at the moment over in America. So it's got that really cute little sounding name, but I think it will do them really, really well through their young years, through their teenage years. It will still be cool, and as a grown-up it's a good, strong, robust name, Seth. It actually was the third son of Adam and Eve, so it's originally a biblical name, but it's now kind of becoming quite common, quite popular, but is a bit more unusual again. And last at number 10 on Baby Centre's list of the most popular boy names in the UK for last year was the name Henry. Henry is, again, a really traditional name. We watch so much Horrid Henry here. That's all I can think about when I hear the name Henry. But my husband's actually called Henrik, which is the Scandinavian version of Henry. So yeah, we've got a Henry really here in our house, but Henrik's a good option as well. So if you really like the name Henry, how about the name Heath? I love the name Heath. It means unpopulated land. It's got loads of character about it. It's got that soft sounding name at the beginning, but is got those nature connotations which make names really, really popular as well. How about taking the Y from Henry and going with something short and sweet like Monty? Monty is such a cool vintage nickname of something longer like Montague, which actually means from the mountains. It's got an amazing nature theme name. It's just starting to rise up from the fringes in terms of popularity and becoming more mainstream. Super cute, super short, just like Henry. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. It's one I've wanted to do for ages because I do love those popular names but always want something a little bit different and a bit more special. Give it a thumbs up and give me any other name ideas you've got below because these are just my favourite ones. If you want to, please subscribe to me and I'll be doing the next version, which will be the girls' names, alternatives to those top 10 very soon. Thanks so much for watching. See you later.